Okay, welcome to the Fuzzy Loaf podcast, where two idiots talk about stuff happening in news and pop culture. I'm Scott. That's
Matt.
Yeah. Nailed it.
I was on the ball.
As much as we can be.
Yeah.
It's been kind of a mess. Matt was out touring all week.
Yeah.
So, let's just roll into it. What do you want to talk about first?
All right.
What's most interesting to you?
To me, Fox pulling out of Comic-Con. So
let's do it.
The reason they're saying that they're pulling out of Comic-Con is to avoid trailer leaks. They would rather release it online when it's ready to the whole public than try to show it to some people and then have those people leak it. To me, this sounds like a big pile of bullshit.
I understand that, because look at the negative backlash they got from all the Apocalypse stuff last year. People were like, and the leaks out of Comic-Con are just lousy, just horrible.
Yeah, but to me, this is the issue. If they were like, we're gonna show it at Comic-Con, it'll be up online later that day or whatever. I understand their whole thing is, then why would people come out to Comic-Con? People are still gonna go out to Comic-Con. People want to go out to Comic-Con to like be with other nerds and have these conversations and stuff. And if the only reason they come out is to watch a 3-minute video that's going to be leaked online later or end up in the movie or as a trailer, then that's kind of a big fuck you to them from the studio anyways.
Well, another thing, I don't know. If you really think about it, though, too, studios, they don't have to go to Comic-Con. They don't really gain much from actually going to Comic-Con. It's all just for the fans. So I can see them wanting to leave. Disney and Marvel weren't there last year.
No, and I'm completely fine with them not being at Comic-Con. We're seeing the same thing with E3, where a bunch of big publishers are now pulling out of E3 and saying, we're going to do a press conference like a few days before E3 or a few days after. We're still going to be like, we might have a presence there to some degree where you can come out and play our games or whatever. But like our big thing that we're going to do is going to be outside of E3 because it just doesn't make sense for us. So I completely agree with that. I just think the reason that they're giving to avoid trailer leaks is not the real reason.
I do kind of believe it, but at the same time, I think they're also being like, they are looking at Marvel and everything and being like, fuck this, we don't really need to go to Comic-Con.
Yeah.
It's more of a hassle for them anyway.
It costs a lot of money to be a Comic-Con.
And I think it's just going to be like dominoes are going to fall and other studios are going to start backing on Comic-Con too.
Yeah.
Plus, from what I've heard, Comic-Con is just a mess and a shit show because there's not enough room for everybody there.
Yeah.
And people are starting to hate it.
All of these conventions have the same issue where there's too many people that want to attend and not enough space or time to like do and see the things that they wanted to do. Sorry, I burped.
That's okay. I've got this nail that's breaking off right now, so we're both just fucking wrecks.
But so like the issue is they're trying to pack all these people in, and all these people are standing in lines for like 8 hours to see like one video or to play one game at E3.
Right.
And it's like, it's just ridiculous. It doesn't make sense. It'd be better for the studios to be like, we're going to have this event outside of Comic-Con. We're going to like rent out this theater. You can come, like, it's free to the public or whatever it is. It costs $10 or whatever bullshit they want to do. And you can come watch this clip and we're going to screen it all day. Just come in when you have time.
Apparently they're talking about expanding the San Diego Convention Center for years.
Yeah.
And they just haven't.
I don't think they have physical space to expand it is the issue. Like there's other buildings that are close enough that they can't.
People were saying they should move San Diego Comic-Con to LA.
The other place, the other place, there's, I want to say it's the Tampa Convention Center and the Las Vegas Convention Center are both like twice the size of San Diego's Convention Center.
They're not going to do Tampa because it's Florida.
But so
Vegas would make
people have been because
that's like the same. That's almost the same distance for people going from LA to San Diego to Vegas or whatever. I guess.
But people have been petitioning that for years because, like I said, it's like twice as big. So they could fit theoretically more or have more space to allow more people.
If these studios keep dropping out, I don't really care. I think Comic-Con's interesting. I pay attention to Comic-Con because of the stuff that comes out of there. But if these studios don't go, I'm not going to be like heartbroken about it.
See, to me, what doesn't make sense is they're treating this they're putting a middleman in the way, which is Comic-Con. You have to come out. You have to pay all this money to see it.
They don't need to cut,
and they're not making money.
They could just put anything up online and it'll blow up. They don't even need Comic-Con.
And this is like the thing. If they're worried about, because I know a bunch of studios. We had this conversation last year where a bunch of studios were like, we didn't want the general public to see this because it's not ready or all this other stuff. Then make it like you release a thing online, a news or like a press release. This video's up on the site, enter in your email if you want to see it, or something stupid like that. People will do it. The fans that really want to see this video early will do it, and the general public will go, I'll wait until it's ready.
If anything, Comic-Con needs the studios more than they need.
Exactly, and that's my issue with Comic-Con, or has been for a while, is that studios treat it like people are disservicing them by leaking this footage online, but really it's Comic-Con is disservicing them because like you're not reaching your core audience and you're paying a ton of money to be there.
I mean, but look at like D23. They showed a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
Nothing got out of there.
Yeah.
Because they had security.
They had
Comic-Con is a
security.
fucking mess. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. I mean, good for Fox. Who cares?
Yeah.
Fuck it.
I'm sure we will hear some more announcements, if not this Comic-Con, next Comic-Con.
Because Marvel's not going to... They're going to be there this year, but they're not going to be there next year.
Yeah.
Because they'll have D23 again next year, so...
All right. Let's talk a little bit about Guardians of the Galaxy, because there's a few things that came up. First, Nathan Fillion is potentially playing Wonder Man. He's playing the character.
It's a cameo. And we'll get to another interesting cameo.
And then the second is that this is kind of spoilers, so if you don't want Guardians of the Galaxy 2 spoilers, tune out for the next 45 seconds, maybe. So set video was released last week, leaked last week. They were shooting in Georgia in what is looking like a small town. It looks like a main street, and there's cars being flipped and there's people running. It is very clearly Earth, and you can see they have like the filming Guardians of the Galaxy 2 like boards and whatever, stop signs and all that shit up all over the place. So either this is maybe a flashback.
I'll tell you why it's not.
Okay, but I'm just saying, like, could be a flashback,
but it's not.
Yeah, or Guardians are coming to Earth,
which would make sense. Mm-hmm. It's not like they don't come to Earth, and they're going to be here for the Infinity War.
Yeah,
it's not a flashback because when you looked at the movie posters on the theater, the ones that gave away that Nathan Fillion is playing Simon Williams, there's a Jobs-esque poster for a Tony Stark biopic.
Yeah,
which would not have worked in a flashback. So it's a modern
thing. Yeah, but I just mean like it could, like if this movie is really about his dad or something, this scene, because I don't want people to get their panties all in a bundle.
I think his dad would be the villain in this movie, and his dad's like coming to Earth. Who knows?
Yeah, we'll see. But I thought it was interesting.
I'm actually pretty pumped for Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
Same with me. It was like the sleeper hit of whatever.
I think Guardians and Captain America: Winter Soldier so far are like my two favorite. I guess besides like Avengers, are my two favorite Marvel movies. That happened to come out the same year.
Did not believe me when I saw the commercials for Guardians of the Galaxy. I was like, this movie is going to be one of the best Marvel movies, and people were like, this movie looks like shit. And then everybody saw it.
Oh, did you see the trailer?
I don't know a single person that didn't like the movie. I don't know, because people were like, this looks dumb. Why is it so funny? It's like, because it's supposed to be. Like, it's a fucking, it's like a space comedy.
It's a cartoon.
Yeah, it's like
come on. Come on.
All right, since you talked about another cameo, let's talk about Sophie Turner has kind of revealed that T-Swift is cameoing as Dazzler in X-Men.
On Twitter and Facebook, she tweeted out a flashback Friday of her and Cyclops looking at Dazzler records.
Yeah.
And she said, oh, Dazzler, before, pre-1989 or whatever. Which obviously means Taylor Swift. And the record, I think this is the coolest part. The record that he's holding is an exact recreation of a cover for, I think it was like an X-Men comic or something. Yeah. It's an exact recreation of the cover. Because the cover, it shows like the record like sitting on there or whatever. And I think that is so, like the attention to detail in that is so cool. I really appreciate Easter eggs that put so much detail into it.
Yeah.
And Taylor Swift as Dazzler, I think we all kind of knew that. when they like I think it was like a year ago or whatever, when they were at a Taylor Swift concert, you know, when they were filming,
Yeah.
you know, I took a picture with her. Everyone's like, "Oh, Taylor Swift gonna play Dazzler or whatever," and so that's kind of cool.
Yeah, I'm all for stuff like that. I love like the little Easter eggs, like you said, and then I'm also like, especially very tiny roles in movies or like little things like that. Bring in whatever celebrity.
Yeah,
it's cool.
I did see Devin Faraci said on Birth Movies Death, or he posed the question: are they wasting Dazzler by just making her a cameo?
You never know. I mean,
she does have some hardcore fans, and
Yeah.
I mean, it does kind of make a point. Maybe she'll come back later and actually play Dazzler.
Yeah, I was gonna say it doesn't mean that she's never going to play Dazzler or anything like that. I've never seen her acting abilities.
Because she's an interesting mutant because she's always been out as a mutant.
Yeah,
and she doesn't use her powers as a superhero. She uses them as a pop star because she's able. You know what her powers are? She's able to convert sound into like solid light, so she uses that as part of her shows. So,
yeah, I mean,
so it's an interesting character to look into when you see all the X-Men that fight and all that stuff, and you have Dazzler, who's just
like a showman.
Yeah, using her powers for putting on shows and stuff. So
yeah,
it's interesting.
Dynamic.
Yeah, or you know, whatever. Both different. Whatever. I'm not a wordsmith.
Yeah, whatever. I'm not a wordsmith.
I don't know words. I don't have lots of good words.
English is not my first language.
No, it is.
Well, you don't have a command of it yet.
I still don't.
Yeah.
No.
All right.
It's a hard language. Even if it's your first language, it's a difficult language.
Yeah. It's very difficult. Moving on, though.
Yeah, we don't need to get on that.
Netflix and Marvel have announced that the Punisher, played by John Bernthal. God, I always want to say Joe. That's why I asked you before this, and I wrote it down. John Bernthal. He'll be getting his own series. So this will be, I'm assuming, continuing the story.
Well, yeah, because you can't really do anything before.
Well, he's technically the Punisher before.
Kind of, but only for like a week.
Okay, yeah.
He kind of becomes the Punisher throughout.
Yeah.
Unless they're exploring his time in
military and stuff like that. But I could think it could be interesting if they did some flashbacks, but I hope it's not. I hope it's continuing.
I don't want to see Arrow-esque flashbacks where it's like shoot to
my god, and it's just
Arrow.
And then it just doesn't make any sense because then all of a sudden, like, one flashback contradicts this flashback that happened.
Exactly.
And it's like, no, just...
So, but what are your overall thoughts of the idea of a Punisher series?
I knew it was coming. I mean, we've heard rumors of it, and then when people's reaction to John Bernthal as Punisher were, like, so good, and all the critics were like, he's the best part of the series, or this season so far, I knew it was inevitable.
So... besides knowing that it was going to happen, what are your thoughts about it happening? Like, do you care about it? Are you interested in it?
I'm interested mildly because so far both seasons of Daredevil have been great. Jessica Jones was fantastic. I still think Jessica Jones was better than both seasons of Daredevil, in my opinion.
I think Jessica Jones had some rocky parts in the middle.
Yeah, but I think both seasons of Daredevil had the same issue. I think... if they were 8-episode seasons, I think they'd be much better. Cut a little of the fluff. Yeah, just cut a little bit.
There was some things in Jessica Jones where you could tell they were trying to figure out where to go for a little bit.
I felt the same thing for season 1 of Daredevil, and then the same thing for season 2. But this makes me excited because I'm thinking the rumors about a potential Blade or Ghost Rider series being added could hold some water.
I want a Blade. Like I said last week, I want a Blade movie. A Blade series would be cool.
A Blade series would be great. If I still think your idea of making it his
daughter,
his daughter, and following her, I think that would be really fucking rad. Yeah. Because that gives us another female.
It could be a younger audience.
Yeah, and it doesn't have to be. It could still be kind of dark, like a tea, like a hard tea, but not.
Almost be like a total like veer off from like the teen vampire thing that's kind of fizzled out, but it could kind of skewer that a little bit.
Yeah, because my issue with doing a Blade series as grown adult Blade is that you kind of have to have Wesley Snipes, and I don't.
You don't really have to. You could find.
Yeah, but.
Everybody wants Wesley Snipes. Though. That's the problem.
You can't do Blade without Wesley Snipes unless you do like that, where it's like his daughter, and maybe he makes a cameo, or is in a
he's
few
like the trainer.
episodes. Yeah.
Yeah, which I'd rather see that as a movie. I think Blade movie than a. I don't know. I kind of want to see both.
Maybe she is the TV series. He is the movie. But I still don't think. I don't think Marvel is gonna. I don't think Marvel is willing to do like a TV MA, but is not willing to do a rated R yet.
No, because there's too much at stake in a movie. See, and then my thoughts on the Punisher thing, because my friend was talking to me about it on Friday, and I was like, I don't like the Punisher as a character at all. I think he's boring. He's just a murder machine. Like, there's nothing to me. There's no real depth to him. Maybe there is that I just am unaware of, but to me, I've never cared about him.
Yeah.
And the show Daredevil did a pretty good job of making me interested in the Punisher. And if they can continue that, then I'm on board. But otherwise, I don't care.
Yeah. My hope is, he's one of those characters that I think he makes a better supporting role. Or like he has a cameo in the show. Yeah.
Like when in Original Sin, when they paired him up with Doctor Strange, that was pretty cool.
But yeah, I completely agree with that, where I don't know where they're going to take this. I still have faith in Marvel and Netflix, because so far they haven't really steered us wrong.
For sure.
I'm very excited for...
It's going to be a few years before we even get to a part, because they're just filming Iron Fist now. They finished filming Luke Cage. They're in the post on that. So.
And then I think they said they were going to do a season of Defenders, and then we're going to circle around for a second season of Jessica Jones after that, or something like that. So it's like we're still a ways off. It's going to be a while.
But
I think this does lend some credence that we are going to see some more characters creep in.
Some more of the Marvel Knights.
Yeah.
I think that's what the Netflix is going to be. It's going to be all the Marvel Knights characters.
Yeah.
And then we're going to get the big blockbuster heroes on.
And I'm totally fine with that, because like I said...
Ghost Rider on TV would be pretty cool. It could be like a supernatural type show.
Yeah, because we can get... What I like about the Netflix series is that it allows you to explore the character in more depth than the TV shows, or than the movies.
The thing with the movies do kind of... The movies are basically TV series.
Yeah.
Like, just a long wait between episodes.
Yeah, but they're also short. Like, you get 10 hours of Daredevil, but you only get 2 hours of Ant-Man.
Yeah,
or something. You know what I mean?
Right.
Comparable. But I think it's a good thing. We'll see, though.
Yeah, we'll see.
I'm reserving some small doubt about Punisher being able to hold a series on its own.
Mostly because I don't...
Hopefully, they do the right thing, and instead of making the season 12 or 13 episodes just for...
Shorten it up a little bit.
Shorten it up. Like, if it's not going to work for 12 episodes, it could work for 4 or 6,
Yeah. TV's totally weird now.
Yeah. Well, especially Netflix TV. When you're releasing hour-long episodes, it doesn't need to be a 14-episode series.
Look at
or
shows like
episode series.
Sherlock.
Yeah.
They do 3 90-minute episodes once every 3 years.
Yeah.
So, who knows?
All right. Last thing before we get into the bigger topic is Alicia Vikander. Nah, I'm never going to say it that way. We'll be playing Lara Croft in the upcoming Tomb Raider movie. So we didn't even realize that she was in the running for the movie.
I didn't give a shit.
Yeah, we'll get to that. But everybody thought that Daisy Ridley was going to be... was going to for sure be cast. Busy. I think she's too busy with Star Wars and other things. She's working with... why can't I think of his name now? Director of Force Awakens, J.J. Abrams on another movie.
Well, he's the producer. He's not the
producer.
director.
Well, yeah, whatever. I just mean he was the...
Right. I just don't want people to get the wrong idea.
Yes. Okay. But anyways, so she's working with him on another movie, and she's obviously got Star Wars Episode 8, and we assume Episode 9, but we don't know for sure. And yeah, whatever. So she's very busy, and who knows? Maybe she didn't want the role, but she was in the running for sure.
So okay, now let's get to me not giving a shit.
Yes.
When I say I don't give a shit, it means I don't give a shit about the franchise.
Yes.
Like at all. Them getting Alicia Vikander as Lara Croft is nothing but great for that movie. She's amazing. She's on the rise. She's an Oscar winner now. So that's fantastic. But I don't care about Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
Never have. Probably never will. You say there's a lot of people that do. Which I understand there are a lot of people that like it because I've heard people asking about this Tomb Raider thing for months.
Yeah, I think the like mid 2000s series that had Angelina Jolie, it did decent enough, and I think people will realize with this version they're trying to be less sexist and whatever. Like the Tomb Raider in the 90s was very much like an over-sexualized, basically like, what if we did Indiana Jones, but a girl with giant boobs that liked to take her clothes off?
And that's what the movie continued to do.
Yeah, exactly. And I think with
now
this...
They're kind of making it more like an Uncharted kind of action thing.
Because the 2011, I want to say, video game that relaunched the series by Crystal Dynamics, that one was very much a more realistic-looking Lara Croft. One that didn't have giant boobs that were always hanging out and stuff and didn't wear skimpy outfits. And I think this will look more like an Indiana Jones or like like you said, an Uncharted in movie form. Am I really interested in seeing it? Not really, because I'm also not really interested in Indiana Jones. Like, I've watched them.
That's my thing too.
They're good movies, but they're not like... movies that I'm
It is cool that we're
see.
getting a new action movie with a female protagonist and everything. I've just never been interested in the franchise. I've also never been interested in Indiana Jones.
Yeah, and that's a sentiment that I share with you.
Some people say that's awful that I don't care about Indiana Jones, but I didn't grow up with Indiana Jones.
To me,
I don't have the nostalgia for it that other people do.
To me, Indiana Jones is a lot like James Bond, where it's like...
I don't have the nostalgia for James Bond either.
Yeah. Like, my dad watched those movies religiously, like both series. I didn't even care about them.
My parents didn't even watch movies when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Everything I had got into, I had to get to when I was older. So, like Star Wars, I didn't even have a nostalgic love of Star Wars. Yeah. I had to develop that interest on my own that I got older. Like, I didn't care about Star Wars really until like before Force Awakens came out.
Yeah.
And then I started to really get into it and learn about the canon and everything. And whatever. Yeah, I'm Tomb Raider. Well, I'm going to reserve all judgment because I just don't care. I'm going to like figure out which way I lean once I see like trailers and stuff.
Yeah.
Which is a long way out. So
I think if it goes in the direction of the new video game, it'll do well. It'll be a good movie. It still won't be like something that's totally in my wheelhouse that I absolutely care about. I'm probably going to see it. That doesn't mean, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not going to be one of those movies that it's like, oh, this is one of the best movies I ever saw.
Right. And I will say there's, on that whole one of the best movies I've ever saw thing, I love going to Blockbusters and stuff and seeing Blockbuster movies. Not very often are those my favorite movies ever.
Yeah. Sometimes it's fun to just go and kind of turn your brain off and be like, oh, all right.
Yeah. Like I saw Everybody Wants Some last weekend, and now that's probably one of my new favorite movies.
Yeah.
Because I liked it so much. And that was a small Richard Linklater indie movie. So.
Yeah.
I mean. Anyway. Should we get into the big thing at hand? The reason you're here, maybe.
Probably. So I'm calling this Trouble in the DCEU. Because that's what they call it. The DC something extended universe or something like that. I can't remember what the E stands. Entertainment. That's what it is.
No, it's DC extended universe.
That's what it is. Okay, I knew it was something with an E.
He's fucking dumb.
Anyways, director Seth Grahame-Smith. I almost forgot the last part of his name.
Nice.
Left DC's live action upcoming movie The Flash. I don't know why I did air quotes around.
You did the air quotes too early. You meant to do air quotes over creative differences? Is that what you meant to do the air quotes over?
Possibly.
Of course, we're doing air quotes on an audio podcast, so we have to say air quotes.
Air quotes. So he decided to leave because of creative differences.
Creative differences.
Which probably means he did not like the direction it was going, and DC, Warner Brothers, said, well, this is the direction you're taking it.
He was also the first time director.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's also a rumor going around that James Wan might possibly be leaving Aquaman as well because he's not satisfied with the way they want to go.
Yeah.
And he also doesn't really need it.
Yeah.
He's doing good. He's a good director.
But the rumors come from an interview, because I just looked into it.
Oh, okay.
Where he had made a comment that he's he feels a bit shaky about the upcoming or something like that. Like he feels unsure about the Aquaman movie. He was like, I can't say much, but DC or Warner Brothers wants to take it in a direction that I don't know if I'm comfortable with.
I remember saying, I think it was like almost a year ago or something, where Warner Brothers was like, we're giving our directors all creative control, whatever. It's all about the director, trying to stand out from Marvel, because Marvel is very cookie cutter. That as much as I enjoy their movies, they have a plan. Kevin Feige, the producers, whatever, they have a lot of control. They tell the director, you need to check these boxes. Here's things you can and can't do. But then they tell them, go ahead.
Well, and I'm sure they're in there, so they have this overall plan, and it's like, okay, this is where we want to go, and this is like the stuff that we want to happen along the way. But if a director came to them and had this great idea that they pushed the path, they'd be like, okay, that could work.
And they have done that before.
But it sounds like in DC's case that they may not be willing to budge as much, or maybe, who knows? We don't know.
I think it's... DC came to them originally with them having the idea of creative control, and now DC is going, okay, we actually need you to follow this guideline, and the directors aren't kind of going with it. And I'm not faulting DC for wanting to have a certain path, because it only makes sense when you're trying to keep all this canon and everything together. That's how the Marvel movies work. They need that structure. You can't... DC needs that structure too. To say they don't is...
And who knows? Maybe they said before Batman v Superman came out, like, yeah, do whatever you want, be as crazy as you want, do like whatever. And then now they're like, maybe we should.
The thing is, they don't have a Kevin Feige who's in charge of all this stuff.
Well, they do. His name's just Zack Snyder, and he's a terrible producer.
But Kevin Feige is the head of Marvel Studios.
No, I know, but
a subdivision of Disney. All these DC films are just straight under Warner Brothers, as far as we know.
They do have some senior executive, I'm not going to remember his name, that is like overseeing all of the DC properties. But
you're talking about Kevin Tsujihara?
No,
because he's head of Warner Brothers.
No, there was somebody else. We've had quite a few quotes from him in the past where he's commented on like why DC movies are better than Marvel movies, basically. And it's like somebody that's at Warner Brothers but overseeing the DC division, the DC live action division.
I think it might be Kevin Tsujihara.
Maybe.
Who is... He's just like head of Warner Brothers.
No, I promise you. I will look at
whatever, who cares? But anyway, I don't know. What do we think about this Flash guy leaving and the possibility of...
I think this... if this is true, well... The guy leaving Flash is true, but if James Wan also leaves Aquaman, DC is in big trouble. But it might also be a good thing if, like we said, DC wants to pull in the reins a little bit and make the ship a little tighter.
Because we didn't like the direction they went with BVS. If these directors leaving means they're going a different direction, then maybe that's a good thing.
But we're also getting very close to them starting filming for some of these, right? They have a script for Flash, don't they? Or is Flash still 2 years out?
They do have a script for Flash.
Because we're already in filming for Wonder Woman. And then it would be Flash, then Aquaman. Is that the release order now? I'm forgetting. Aquaman's 2019, I think.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah. But, so not great. Not great news.
No.
Kind of troubling.
Yeah.
But with how bad BVS went, I'm surprised we didn't hear some stuff like this almost right after the movie came out.
Yeah. I was going to say something else and I completely forgot.
Well?
So it was something about directors leaving. I don't remember. It's gone.
Yeah. Well, sometimes directors just, maybe they got a different project or something, or who knows, maybe Seth Grahame-Smith, you said he's a first-time director. Maybe they were not confident in his abilities. Like, once they kind of got more into it.
That could have been, too.
And they just said that so they didn't, like, ruin his reputation.
Right.
Especially because as a first-time director, like, if you blow your first chance, like, that can kind of ruin your entire career. So maybe they're like, maybe we should give you some more time before giving you this big of a project.
Right.
And James Wan, like you said, he's got a lot of movies on his plate, or like he's got a lot of things that he could be doing that maybe the more he thinks about this, it's like, I don't know if it's worth it.
Yeah, that's true too.
Because he can do a lot.
He's got The Conjuring 2 coming out. People love those Conjuring movies. I will never watch one of those. I hate horror movies. Absolutely.
I hate horror movies. I watch them.
Nope.
But I'm like, some people watch them and get scared. I watch them and get annoyed. Like, it's one of those things I hate watch it, like you did with Girls, where it's like, you're fucking stupid. Why are you doing that? I hate you as a character.
See, and now I've grown to the part where I don't hate watch things anymore. Yeah. Because I don't want to watch something to hate it.
Yeah.
Or be terrified by it. Or that's why, like, I thought about going to see Green Room this weekend, which I'm like, I heard it's an amazing movie. It's really good, but it's like scary and it's a thriller.
Oh, I didn't know it was a thriller. I wanted to see it really bad because
it's like a thriller, and it's really gory. And I'm like, you know, as cool as it kind of sounds, I'm really not in the mood to see a movie like that. Yeah. That's why I'm seeing Ratchet & Clank tonight, you know, kind of a kid's movie, because it sounds lighthearted and fun. Yeah. Than seeing maybe a cinematic masterpiece, but not something I'm in the mood for. Yeah. With Green Room.
No, and I totally agree. I understand.
So.
Anyways, I don't know how we got onto the top. Oh, James Wan, horror movies. Oh, I was like, how did we get to there?
We gotta do more tangents. Yeah. We gotta be less controlled. You know, it's hard for us, but we need to be more in the flow.
More flex.
Oh,
bull.
All right, we're done. So I think that's it.
Yeah,
I think this is kind of a
shorter episode, but we kind of had to throw things together last minute because
we were so busy. Yeah, both of us. Yeah, I think that's it. I don't really think there's anything else I want to talk about.
You don't want to talk about Disney's upcoming live-action movies?
Ugh, I don't care a fuck about anything else. One Disney live-action movie I would be interested in seeing, though, would be an adaptation of Lilo and Stitch.
I don't know how that would work live.
That'd be kind of cool.
It'd be sweet.
Well, the alien CG makes...
I guess.
I think that'd be kind of interesting. Yeah. Cool sci-fi with, like, Hawaiian vibes. Yeah. You get main characters that are women of color. Yeah. It's everything. It's a good movie.
That'd be a first for Disney. I'm just kidding.
Or live action Mulan would be kind of cool.
Yes. We were just talking about that today, how Mulan is like one of the better Disney.
People love Mulan.
Yeah, the Disney princess movies.
But yeah, I don't care about any of those. Yeah. I think there was a few other things you were asking me about when we were coming up with.
I was mostly joking. Notes. I grabbed because I was on the tour bus or on the whatever you want to call it, tour van, and I'm just like, okay, that maybe, just like grabbing things, and then I was looking through and I was like, why did I grab half this shit?
Yeah, I don't know what you said to me, but I was just like,
series of unfortunate events. It was fucking
Neil Patrick
Harris as Olaf.
I saw this. I was with my friend yesterday, and we saw this guy walking down the street, and I go, fucking Lemony Snicket over here. This dude looked just like him. Yeah. It was like the Count or whatever. I didn't read the books. Whatever
I think his name is Olaf, but
whatever.
I can't remember.
It looked just like him. I was like, about a series of unfortunate events is going to happen to this guy. And then my friend texted me once we split up. He texted me again. He's like, just saw Lemony Snicket again. He went and got a sweatshirt and a hat. And I was like, probably a good idea. It's getting chilly. Yeah. Dude, I don't know. It was weird. Anyway, we're done.
All right.
I'm hungry.
Sign us off, Scotty.
You know, you can find me at a few places. You know, you can find me at the local pizza place, but you can also find me online on Twitter, Instagram, and Tumblr at ScottyBoy, SCOTTYBWO 4 Ys.
You can find me on the interwebs at Hagnerd, HAGNERD. You can follow us at Fuzzy Loaf on the twits. We are also on YouTube. You can find us by searching Fuzzy Loaf. If you're listening to this on the YouTubes, you can find us on the iTunes by searching Fuzzy Loaf. And if you listen to us on iTunes, like I said, find us on the YouTubes.
And keep an eye on our YouTube channel. We're going to probably be doing some new cool stuff.
Yes.
Branching out, maybe some more shows. We'll see. And it's going to be interesting what happens the next month or so.
Yeah.
So check it out. Check it out.
What's it all about?
With that,
work it out.
We'll
Let's turn
smell
this.
you later.